Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Rosie8719. And today is the last day of class. So I am going to bring you along on my day and kind of talk about this semester, the pros, the cons, all the things. And I'm leaving the house a little bit early because I actually want to run some errands. Mother's Day is coming up, so I want to I need to get some stamps, I need to get some cards, and a few other things that I can mail this so that I can get to my loved ones in time for Mother's Day. So first quarter was rough. It was definitely rough for me. So I teach a human resources management class at a local university here in Arizona to undergraduate students. And this semester, I had a very large class. So I've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years now. And I first started out on this journey of, even attempting to be a professor was during my grieving process. It was something that I felt like I needed to get through the grief of losing my mom. So my mom was a teacher. She taught school, and that was something that she was super passionate about. She got her PhD in education and all the things. So I felt like if I pursued this journey, it might make me feel closer to her. At that point in my life, I just really, really miss my mom. And this was also around the pandemic. So it made sense. At that time, I was also really passionate about all the things about HR. I've gone traditional path for me. My undergraduate degree is not in human resources at all. But it's something that I grew into, I grew to love. And I can say with this current political climate, I have lost my passion for HR, which made it very difficult for me to teach this semester. I will say that majority of my students in this class are Caucasian. I do have a few Hispanics and I have one African American student. So when you're teaching this human resources management class, a lot of things come up. Current trends are popular, and having an unpopular opinion, really have to filter my thoughts and keep my opinions to myself. But I was questioning in my mind, like, who raised y'all? If I had to separate my feelings that I have about this current administration aside, and ask questions to understand and to gain clarity on the thought process of my students. So, needless to say, it made it a very, very tough time, especially when you're discussing DEI. you're teaching your class about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they're hearing what's on their news. They may do some self-research, and they may for sure have a different perspective of what diversity, equity, and inclusion is. And then you have to break it down for them that, hey, diversity, equity, and inclusion is just not for people of color. The number one person who benefits from diversity, equity, and inclusion is a white woman. Women's rights. If anything, people of color come after that and possibly benefit for that. So imagine teaching them that hey, white women benefit from diversity, equity, inclusion. Veterans benefit from diversity, equity, and inclusion. How many of you have parents that served in the military, or you have grandparents that were veterans? Yes, they benefit from diversity, equity, and inclusion. Or how many of you have a family member or have a disability? Yes, they also benefit from diversity, equity, and inclusion. So removing diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace means that you are removing a sample of people and you're making your consumers feel as though they don't matter. And the purpose of diversity, equity, and inclusion is to make sure that everyone feels inclusive in an environment. No matter how many ways I put that. Also understanding I have one African American student in a class and you have an African American professor. Great conversation. Overall, great conversations, putting a lot of things in perspectives. Students of people of color were able to chime in about their thought process and why it's wrong. We talked about how consumers are boycotting Amazon, Target, Walmart because they removed their diversity, equity, inclusion practices. Great conversation. At the end of the day, I was drained. I'm absolutely drained. Not only am I having to go through this in the workplace as an HR practitioner, but now I'm having to teach and have these conversations with my students on top of being African American and literally seeing how absolutely going backwards. And that's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. And that's how I feel about it. But needless to say, the 23 students that I have in this class, today is the last, and I am so proud of them. I'm hoping that they learn something from this class. I'm wrapping up reading their final assignments, and they had to write a paper about contemporary practices in HR and what's affecting HR right now and how they are supporting the business in a strategic way. And a lot of what they wrote, it made sense. Not only are they putting in perspective new things that they want to see as they enter the workforce as the next generation, understanding that we have multiple generations in the workforce, but they also have an unpopular opinion. Throughout my journey in HR, I've had the ability to kind of work in all facets of HR, from benefits, from recruiting to strategic HR, working with C-suite, business partnering, all the things. They are different, and organizations are going to have to embrace differences and change for this next generation to thrive in the workplace. They have zero tolerance. They want to be included. They want to have a perspective. They want to be respected. They want to grow. And if they're not getting that from an employer, and they also want flexibility, if they're not getting that, they're not going to work for businesses. Will create a path of their own. And I love that for them because I wasn't taught that. I didn't have that amount of flexibility and understanding. Thinking through, when I was growing up, and my mom, everyone talked about having a pension. You need to stay on a job for 20, 30 years. I had a conversation with my dad about that last night. I was like, yeah, Dad, pensions don't really exist in most organizations anymore. That is long gone. Yes, do they have a 401k plan? Absolutely. The days when people stayed on their jobs, which are basically baby boomers who are currently retiring, staying on their job 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that does not exist. With the amount of inflation that is currently happening in the United States right now, if you are not moving or changing jobs every 2 to 3 years, it's hard for you to keep up with the current base salaries. Is your organization going to give you a cost of living increase? Most of them don't. If they do, kudos to you for working in an organization that values that. But say right now, if you currently make $55,000 as a financial analyst, and based upon the state in which you live in, the median salary expectation is $65K. Do you think your employer is going to give you a $10K jump? Either you're going to have to be promoted or you're going to have to leave that organization, stay there, gain some skills, and go to another organization that's either going to give you that $65K or you negotiate your salary higher to be $70, $75. Unless you're getting promoted every 2 to 3 years, a 3% merit increase it doesn't work. let's keep it real. It's not enough. It's not enough in today's society. And our parents could have never prepared us for that. Never. They could have never prepared us for that. When my mother was in college, she attended Fort Valley State University. When she attended there, tuition was like $10,000. Today, to attend this college is $60,000, $70,000 without scholarships. I can go on a tangent of that. But I'm excited that today is the last day of class. Class will not last the entire hour and 45 minutes. It's the last day. Seniors, last day was on Wednesday. So it's more of having conversations with my class. They're wrapping up presentations. I'm getting final grades submitted so that my seniors can graduate and know what their grades are. And that's the end of the term. So this semester really pushed me it pushed me in a lot of ways. It pushed me to be neutral and not let my personal experiences and my personal opinion get in the way of me teaching students human resources. It also taught me patience, because I had to have patience listening to the comments that were being made, asking open-ended questions to understand truly what my students are experiencing and understanding their thought process. It also challenged me in other ways, like to think like, hey, do I want to continue on this journey in HR? Or is it time for me to pivot into my next career? I think I've been putting it off for a very long time, and I've been forcing something that honestly has opened my eyes wider to understand like, hey, I'm no longer passionate about this. And that's absolutely okay. I enjoyed my time in HR. I benefited very well from my time in HR. I've learned so much, and I can take those transferable skills and go somewhere else. So I am excited about what my next journey will be. With that being said, I'm not sure if I'll teach next semester. I only teach going onto campus 2 days out of the week. The drive, just with traffic, the time of the class, the commitment to, one, thoroughly teaching, having the patience, grading, papers, all of those things. It was fun while it lasted. However, I think that right now, I think I want to focus on my transition, and my next move has to be my best move. And I might sit out the semester. I have years of experience as a professor. If an online position became available, I would definitely do that. I say never, but online for sure. Definitely would be interested. This is something that I have in my back pocket. If I wanted to pursue this later on, I could. I got the years of experience of teaching, creating lesson plans, creating interactive activities for my students to understand and learn easier. I've gotten a lot of recognition from other professors, like, your students are so engaged, like, what do you do? And the difference between me and them is that I actually work in the field of HR as a full-time job, whereas most of the other HR professors, they worked previously in HR, but now they're full-time professors. So I just have a different perspective, and I ask questions of what my students wanted to see and how they wanted to be taught and what's their learning style. And that's helped me in my class. So, and I pride myself on that. Learning something new, having an unpopular opinion, doing things differently, it's benefited me well. So, and I'm also excited to get back to doing the things that I love. When I made my content plan for my channel back in December, I was like, oh, we're gonna do day in the lives of a professor, get ready with me, it's my outfit of the day when I'm going into class, all the things. But I was honestly drained from work, from teaching, the political climate, traffic, just everything, and I didn't have the ability to do so. And I'm finally picking back up the camera because I had a goal and I didn't meet my goal. So now I'm back at it and I'm holding myself accountable. And we're gonna make it do what it do. So tell me, how was Q1 for y'all? But that's the blessing, is that we made it. Through the grace of God, we made it. All the hurdles, all the things that posed as obstacles and threats that were in my way, I still made it through the semester. And I'm still standing. I don't know why Monica's song I think it's called Still Standing, popped in my head. But good things come to those who wait. How to have patience, how to increase my faith. I'm not where I want to be, but apparently I'm where I should be. And with hard work and dedication, I'll get to where I'm going.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy on me, babe. Send message after message, forward my calls. Next day you hit me back like nothing happened at all. What about all the things you used to say to me? This ain't the way it's supposed to be. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know I wouldn't treat you that way, no. I've been running, can't catch up. Oh love, what I won't do. Oh, you got me chasing waterfalls.
Okay, so makeup is done. I had my robe on because I didn't want to get my white shirt messed up. So I'm gonna let this dry, put on some accessories. Okay, I'm back. So as far as accessories today, I'm just wearing 2 mauve pink bracelets, my Apple Watch, and my class ring, and a heart ring that I got from Pandora. I wanted to try this new lip balm that I got from e.l.f. I thought I ordered the pink one, but that's not what was in the Amazon package, so I need to look at it. But it's the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm, Nourishing Buttery Balm. The dupe for Summer Fridays. So this, I think it was $9. So we're gonna see, the Summer Fridays, from my understanding, is 25 bucks or something like that. So I just wanted to try it. I really wanted a pink one because I am out of my Mario Tedeschi lip balm, which ideally is $5, which, you know, I'm just trying this. If I like it, I might invest the $9. But I love me some Mario. So it's like a nude color. It's very moisturizing. Okay. And as far as the scent of the day, I'm going to go in with the K. Ali Yum Bougie Marshmallow and the Jo Malone London Secure Cherry Blossom. This is the scent that I purchased. It was my birthday present to myself. I got this from the cosmetics store. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 40% off, and it was a big bottle, and it definitely gives spring and summer vibes. And then, of course, the Yum Bougie Marshmallow is giving sweet. It's the last day of class. We made it. All right, I'll see y'all when I get in the car. All right, so we made it to the post office. A book of stamps is $14.99. Since when? Since when? I don't even know how much stamps used to be. I need to call my aunt and see. But I know I wasn't paying $15 for no book of stamps. Because you probably get a book of stamps once a year. Thinking about Christmas. Let me change that. Maybe twice a year if you're sending out Christmas cards. Okay? So I need probably a good book of stamps. I don't even know how many stamps come in a book. But a book of stamps for holidays, like birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day. That's about it, right? I'm not sending out a lot. And when I do, I'll go get another book of stamps. But $15.99. Let me count how many stamps I got. Cause this is new. And then I sent off one card. It needed 2 stamps. So 2 for 1. 2 stamps for one envelope. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So 20 stamps come in a book. $15 for 20 stamps. Am I losing it, or is that like the norm? And I still gotta go to UPS and send off a package. Yeah. This is adulting. Like, no one told me all this. But you know, the things you do for the people you love. So now I need to go get some more cards because I ain't trying to be in the store. Let me see. My daddy's birthday next month. I need to go ahead and get a birthday card for my dad. I need to get 2 more cards to get through June. Anybody birthday in July? Actually, I do need to get 3 cards. I have a friend whose daughter is graduating from middle school, so getting a card for that. Yeah, I'm gonna give me like 3 cards so I don't have to come back out, because this is ridiculous. Of those 3 cards, only one's gonna need a stamp outside of the other 4 Mother's Day cards I need to get and send off. So the hard part is done. We got the stamps. Next phase is going to Walmart, getting the cards, and then just putting them in the little mail thing. So some things are knocked off. Doing good. So now I'm headed to class, about to jam out, and then I will get back with y'all once I get to campus, and probably chat with y'all as I'm walking across campus to my class, and we're gonna see what the day holds. Okay, I just made it to campus, and I luckily found a park. Campus is pretty hectic today. Today's the last day of class. Graduation is tomorrow. Students are moving out. Parents are on campus. It's pretty packed. So I might not be able to chat with you guys as I'm walking into campus. We'll see, because I don't want to be videoing and parents and students are walking by, so we'll see where we are there. But I will get an outfit of the day after all of my students are out of the classrooms, just so you guys can see that. And walking into class, it's 88 degrees today, so it shouldn't be too hot. My walk to class is about I'd say 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. It shouldn't take me too long to get there. I'm just reflecting on all the things from this semester. It was challenging, but I'm grateful I worked through it. It was definitely an experience. I also gained a lot. So, definitely increased my patience level and all the things. And I'm thoroughly excited about the students that are graduating, who are entering the workforce, starting their careers, and all the things. I will say teaching is not for the weak. You have to be very determined, very patient. Oh, I forgot my water bottle. As well as very thoughtful in how you do things, and also understanding that people learn differently. Hey, here's my outfit of the day. Nothing too jazzy, just a white sleeveless top. I have some jeans on. I don't think you'll be able to see my shoes, but I just have some sandals on. We have completed the semester. All presentations are done. Now I have a couple of days to complete grades. It's been real, and I'm out.